Right, so we're just after getting some data into our file, but one of the problems with this is if I try and bring this data back, I'm going to have some unusual stuff going on here. So I'm going to get, errors and that. So what I need to do is I need to delete this file for the moment, and I need to just run my program again, get a few readings in there. Nothing major. I'm going to get 5 readings. And while that's taking a few readings there, I'm going to open a new file, and I'm going to say this is or it won't allow me to do it actually while I'm still recording some of the data. So that's enough readings there in that one. Okay, that's enough readings. So I'll go in here now, and I'm going to save as, and I'll call this one to analyze data maybe, or something. Analyze graph and analyze data. Okay, so we get that ready to rock and roll. So the first thing we want to do is the file is a CSV file, so we want to import the CSV module to allow us to communicate and work and deal with this comma separated value file. So import the CSV library. Next thing after that we want to do, no, I'll come back to the plotting in the next video. So then we're going to open a file to read in the data. So I have this little freeze in here. Yeah, open a file to read in the data, and to do that we're going to say with open. I'm going to provide 2 arguments here again. So the first argument is the name of the file. What do we call the file here? We called it temp reading. I should have said maybe temp readings, but look, you can change it accordingly. So temp reading .csv, and we are opening this file to read in the data, and I'm going to store it in a little variable file handler here called my file. Okay, in here now we want to actually work with these readings, so temp readings is what I'm going to call it, and I need to access this CSV file using my CSV library. So csv.reader, we're going to read it in, targeting all this file handler here, my file. So basically this fella here, my file, he points to the file that we want to read in. He points to it, and he lets Python know that we want to read in the data, but we haven't done it. He's just saying this is what we want to do. So then when I use my CSV library and the reader method, it says, okay, time to start reading in the stuff, but we do read it in, it gets read in a little bit kamikaze, so immediately I'm going to store it in a list. Store it in a list. And let's see here now if I print the temp readings and see what sort of stuff we get. Okay, so you can see here that we have a bunch of unusual stuff. We're actually getting a reading, we're getting a blank line, we're getting a reading, we're getting a blank line, and that's a little bit of an issue there. So let me go in here to this file again and see what's going on there. We don't want any blank data in between. So we are getting a new line inserted every time after a value is being inputted. So we need to go back into our other program, and we need to add a third argument called new line, and we need to say, okay, new line, we want you, when you insert that data, don't insert a new line. So what is happening is it is inserting a new line. We don't want you to insert that new line, so keep it blank, and therefore you'll just move on to the next line, so to speak. So I'm just going to delete this again, and it's open, so it won't allow me to delete it. Try again. Run this file again. Yeah, so there's a few bits of data being there. 2020, let me load it. So it's gone up there maybe to, well, 22 maybe besides it gets. So stop it. Go back into this one. Read it in. And now it's removed the new line there. We can have a look at it in here. So then some of this is trial and error, figuring out as we go. So we've got the new line kind of replaced there. Good stuff. Bye bye. So knock that off again. So in my Python file now, I'm reading in those that data. But one of the things that's happening is we're actually storing a list in a list. So we've got a list containing lists. This is not ideal. So just for a moment here, I'm going to try one thing and actually take out this list and just see if that makes any difference. No, that actually, I have to, you can't do it like that. So it just points to the reader temp readings there. So get that back in. And I'm going to solve this issue here in the next video, where I get the values into a single list.